What's up, Tim?
Hey, what up?
Hold on one
Alrighty.
sec.
What's going on?
I was listening to you guys'
Thanks,
album
Chris.
right now.
Thanks,
Trying to
man.
get a little more feel for you guys.
How's the sound, Tim? How we doing on sound?
We're good. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
you actually
me?
sound pretty good. Yep.
All right.
Yep, hear you fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're good. You're good.
Man, gentlemen.
Chris, I just bought this microphone.
Dude, it's nice to see that. Yeah, you sound real
Yeah.
good.
Thanks.
It does. It sounds nice. What's
It's
up,
a blue.
guys?
It's
How
like
are you?
$50. It's a blue snowball.
200.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that was my first microphone ever in radio when I started podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It was-
exactly. It's just like, just
It was one of those things I just saw that looked cool, and I was like, I want to buy one.
Nice.
All right,
So that means
gentlemen.
you got to start a podcast, Cam.
Yeah. I'm super excited. Thank you guys. Thank you for giving me some time. And
thank you, man.
Yeah.
I love the concept of the album, and I love the sound of the album. To me, it's sort of there are parts of it that are old school hardcore. A lot of the title track definitely reminds me a little bit of Coheed and Cambria. And I'm very interested.
Mhm.
Take me through the writing process, or take me through the album at first. Like, what made you guys? Was it just the time, or was this a COVID? Was this brought on by COVID? Tell me a little bit about the album.
Sure. So, Chris, I'll start, and then I'll just jump in. You can jump in on blues.
Yep.
So this album was starting to get written about 2 years ago, actually. Heaven Is Yours, the title track, was actually written first. So I wrote that song by myself, pretty much, at least the guitars and the vocals for it, before the band even existed. I kind of just had that song tucked away. And then Chris and I decided, hey, let's start a band. We played in a band together before in college.
Mhm.
And so we decided to start a new band. So it was us two, a friend of ours, Mikey, on lead guitar, and then Justin, my friend, on drums. So once we came together, I had Heaven Is Yours already written. So I actually decided I didn't want to use it.
Why?
And then, you know what? Like, that song is pretty heavy. Like, not like in a sound wise, just like it's lyrically, it's pretty heavy. And I wasn't sure if I wanted that to be the direction the band goes. I thought maybe I wanted to do something a little bit more, I don't know, like Chris and I were in a hardcore band before in college, and that was a pretty heavy thing too. And I kind of wanted to switch it up. So I thought about maybe writing some more lighthearted lyrics, stuff like that. But once we started practicing, I kind of scrapped that idea and was like, heavy is cool and I like it. So I brought that song back. And then actually, out of the 6 songs, like 4 of them, each of us kind of took a lead on writing it, music wise. So Heaven Is Yours and Georgia Peach are both, and the interlude are mine, kind of. Chris was the lead writer on blues.
Mhm.
Our old guitarist Mikey was lead on Awake, and then Justin, old drummer, was the lead writer on Teeth.
That's what I
So
was just
once we
listening
came
to
together,
right now.
everything
Blues
kind
is
of
the
just
song that I was just listening to right now. That was in my headphones.
Oh, nice.
yeah. Chris brought that. Chris, you want to tell the story of how you brought that one?
Yeah, so we were still only, we started meeting up. Cam had, Heaven Is Yours as an idea of a song. And just like you said, we all kind of were like, maybe we should change up the pace a little bit, do something a little bit brighter of a sound, a little bit happier. But, things just kind of went back towards that, heavier sound like a Cameron was talking about, and heavier lyrics. But that's, I guess, just what we are and how we make music. But it was funny because, like, if you listen to Awake, which is one of the singles we released too before the EP came out, it sounds happy. Like the intro and everything just sounds really happy. It has like some indie influences and stuff. And that was the first song we started working to working together, with as a group, I should say. Mikey started working with it. He had an idea and it was a very happy sounding idea. And we started taking that, you know, and started building upon it to make that, you know, maybe our sound, we're going to go in that direction. We ended up keeping it and everything. So it's kind of funny how Heaven is Yours kind of came back into the scene and how it all kind of blended together. But, you know, we were in that kind of stage where we were figuring what's our sound going to be? Are we going to be super happy, super, you know, dark, a little bit of both, you know, we were still figuring that out. And so I always say, like, when you start a band, that's like the first thing. That's one of those hurdles you get over. You kind of you might have 10 riffs and ideas, but, you know, they're not full songs, and we don't know how we want to incorporate them to full songs or how we want to put the full songs together. So I had this little acoustic song that I had put together, and I wasn't too sure if it was going to work with the band at all, just given the direction we were going. And that was blues. Blues is just something I kind of like wrote on my own time too, just like Cameron. It was just this little kind of acoustic song I wrote. It sounded pretty. I liked it. And then one day I just kind of presented it to the band, see if they want to use it, you know? And yeah, so that was one of the earlier songs that came about too. You know, I just showed it to the band and everyone liked it. So we kind of started to change it up a bit, start adding different parts to it. Like I play bass for the band, not even guitar. So I started to put some bass over it and whatnot, and it became a full song, you know?
When you guys are doing
So, yeah.
stuff like that, I've always wondered, and I've never really asked, like when you bring something to a band and they say no, do you get upset? Like, because that's your baby, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, that's my baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck you guys. You don't like my kid? Fuck you.
You know what's funny? So our old guitarist Mikey, he's not in the band anymore. He's one of our best friends from college, and we love him to death, and we always will. But the reason why he ended up leaving is because our ideas clashed a lot, and that was upsetting because like he would bring a lot more of those happier pop punk riffs, and Chris and I, that's not really what we wanted to really do. Like for Awake, it worked really well. He wrote the entire intro to Awake, and we kept it the way it was. But as far as the rest of the album went, plus we already had Heaven Is Yours and Blues at that point, it just was kind of clashing. And so we decided, you know, Mikey, like, it wasn't like, you know, we all kind of talked about it together. And he said, you know what, I'm going to go. And he started a different band, and he's in a different band now called the Screaming Mimes. And they're awesome. And they're a pop punk band out of Cornwall, New York. And they're doing great. So I think it was for the best. And so to answer your question, I don't think we've had too much of issue like between us, like, you know, bringing a riff that we didn't really like. It definitely happened. But what happened, usually it's, let's try to either modify it and change it so we all kind of like it. We can kind of add our own spins on it. So like I would take like a bass part Chris wrote and just be like, try this. And like Chris would look at a guitar part I wrote and said, hey, do this. Vocal wise, Chris was really helpful with my vocals because he'd be like, I think you should hit this harmony here. I think it would sound better if you'd kind of inflect here. So there wasn't too many opportunities for like us to kind of fight over parts. I think that's probably because we're really good friends. I think that's probably part of it, which definitely also hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
If we have to do that. So it kind of can go both ways.
I feel you. All right. Hold on. Let me exit this out real fast. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. There you go. You said that this album is written backwards. Is it written with a message backwards?
Good question. No.
No. Okay.
So the album it's meant to be listened to front to back.
Okay, cool.
The only reason why, so it's written backwards because Heaven Is Yours was written first. So, and I wanted that to be the big ending. So then I had to write all the rest of the songs to get to that ending. So it's just kind of how it was
So
done.
you already knew your destination. You just had to do the path.
Exactly. Yeah.
What part of New York you gentlemen from?
Sorry, what was that?
What part of New York are you guys from?
Oh, sorry. You kind of lagged a little bit.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry, yeah,
I'm from Westchester. Chris is from.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's all right.
It's my internet probably at the moment. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
All good.
I'm from Westchester. Chris is from Queens, so we live pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Still
My
the
family's
rucksack.
from upstate New York. That's where
Where at?
North Commons. So
Okay.
uh,
Chris and I went to college in Oswego. There's the Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills thing. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
a lot of Bills
Yeah.
fans up there.
hmm
yeah. Who in the band sort of is fixated on death?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can hear you. I see it lagging. Is it? No?
What's up, dude?
Okay, what's up? We're good.
Oh, there we
I'm sorry, dude. That was me.
No, you're good,
go.
man.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Back. All right. Wait till my picture comes back up, right? You can't see me?
Yeah. I can't see you right
Not
now.
yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't need to see me. You guys are better than me. All right. Where are we going? Who is the? Because I know that in my notes I have that this album is stories about life, love, and death. Is there somebody in the band who is searching for the answers of death or purpose of humanity?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Chris, do you?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. But I wasn't really the lyrical contributor. That was more you. But in a way, yeah.
You know,
It's like, what's
yeah, I kind of think that in a way that everyone kind of does think that way sometimes.
Mm.
As far as
I'm all the time.
what I
bro.
was doing lyrically, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all the time. As far as what I was doing lyrically, it wasn't so much coming from that end.
Mhm.
It was mostly just kind of like I wrote. You know what's funny? I'll tell you how the ending was kind of written. So, I wrote the verses and the chorus to "Heaven Is Yours" first, and it was kind of like this love song that I just wanted to write. It was good, so I was happy with that.
Was there
And
anybody?
then I listened to King. What's up?
Was there anybody in mind?
Yeah, I was dating my ex at the time.
Okay.
So it kind of came from there. Then I listened to King Park by Law Dispute, just like in the car, and I was like, I want to write King Park. So I was like, how do I make this song turn into like an awesome King Park ending? So then I just kind of killed her off, which was not like that was not intentional. That's just kind of like I built the story up, and that's what happened. And
Also, that's
I've dealt
awesome.
with like death in my life before. Yeah, I've dealt with like death in my life before. So I'm familiar with it, and like I was able to kind of talk about it in different ways. So
Yeah, it's definitely rough, As artists, you're trying. I figure, a lot of artists I know, we're all looking for something as an answer. You know what I mean? Or and sometimes I look to music to try to find maybe an answer that I'm looking for, or comfort in the unknown. And so I definitely, so I feel you with that. Who is Good Things? If you had to describe who Good Things are without letting them know you're in the band, how would you describe it? The project.
It's another good question, man. Honestly, I think that it started out and it's just basically friends wanting to play music together and enjoying it and writing about something that's different and interesting and being different than every other kind of band that you hear on the radio or something like that. It's not genre defined. It's not genre specific. It's whatever we want it to be. It doesn't fit into like any one box, any one type of thought. Because Awake is very pop punk, and Heaven Is Yours is not at all. And I think that's what's great about it. It's not something you would hear every day. Which, Chris, what do you think?
No, I agree too. I mean, that's I don't even know if we really started this band with the whole intention of it being a band where we go record EPs and everything. We just started playing music together for sure. We met up, there wasn't that much material we all had to bring to the table. We didn't have that much stuff figured out. We kind of met up and started playing music together, just like we used to back in college. But yeah, I mean, I think Good Things as a project it's something where we're the type of people. I feel like Cameron and I, we're always trying to challenge ourselves to make new music and everything, try new genres, new styles, put something out there that's different. We're not afraid to be different. Everything's good. Anything could be good.
Thanks.
So things, yeah. So like, yeah, as us as a project, Good Things, it's just us friends doing good things. I don't know, the title or the name of the band can almost be misleading because obviously the death of a loved one is not a good thing. So but I think what we do as a whole and us together, like we do good things. We hold a positive energy as a whole. And yeah. But with us, we always just start writing music, and like it can go in so many different directions and stuff, but I think it's part of like who we are. Our unique blend of styles kind of generates this cool sound. So yeah,
I enjoy you guys' project.
we are good things.
And definitely.
Thank you, man.
How is the New York City scene? Have you guys been engulfed in it yet, or have you guys been gigging at all? I mean, not now, but prior.
Yeah. I mean, with COVID, I mean, we have with our old band, but it was more so up in the college area. I mean, part of the reason our old band kind of, disassembled is mainly because of where we're all from. We were essentially a college band, there was a bunch of college guys up there. So Cameron and I, we're like really we are the last two from that old band that, created Good Things like that, are still with Good Things and everything. So we haven't really been immersed with their old band, but as for us, Good Things, not really because of COVID, to be honest with you, man. When we really got our music off, and going and everything, we're ready to do all that kind of stuff. COVID happened, and the city's been shut down, man. I mean, obviously over the summer things have sprung back up at like shows and things like that. That hasn't happened at all. So yeah, we haven't been immersed in the New York City scene yet, but we are excited to, when things really start to pick back up, to get out there and have all these people down here listen to our music, people that haven't heard it before,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A few years back, there was a great fucking scene out there, they were just, making artists like Panama Wedding, and then you had, they had a whole freaking scene in that ended up Sirius XM on Alt Nation ended up picking up, and they just put everybody on from that scene, and it was such good music. My brain's escaping me out. I mean, the other people who are there.
Right.
Have you guys end up putting together EPK to maybe throw out to somebody over there at Sirius? Because in my opinion, I think it's good enough, man. It's a great. From what I've heard of the album, it is fucking awesome, and there's no reason.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, dude.
That's a good question. So yeah, as far as all that goes, I think we're waiting until we really can play shows and do all that, because we want to build our following more, and obviously playing shows is the way to do that. And a lot of it's honestly just like a money thing right now. Like COVID has hit all of us pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
Financially, plus we're all in, Chris and I are both in school, in grad school now. So at this point, we're doing what we can do, financially and with time, while also putting in as much effort as we can. So that's definitely been on the radar. It's just, not something we're doing right now, but it's definitely something we've thought about.
Dope. Like it. Um, if what is one thing you would like a consumer of your art to take away from song one to the last song on the album? What is one thing you want them to take away from your messages? Because it's multiple different messages, so you're gonna have a different message than Chris.
Yeah, Chris, you wanna take that first?
Yeah. I mean, for me, a lot of it really does have to do with the music, but in terms of the lyrical story and the message, the whole thing, the biggest takeaway I get is it sounds a little dark, but life is finite, and never take those you love for granted. Live in the moment, because you just never know when things are going to end and how. Things can be tragic. People can live to 82. Some people don't make it past 15, blah, 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 blah. And you'll never know. No one has an expiration date on them, and I think, this song, it starts off with the whole EP. It starts off really pretty and beautiful. Um, Gets into blues, it's all for you, and then heaven is yours, and then a crash, like that's when it all ends. So it takes you through a whole wave of emotions, I would say. But at the end of the day, the story is shit is circumstantial, stuff happens. And you know, it's something it's the way I try to live in the moment, and just appreciate every day, day by day. Um, and I think, not taking those, your own life for granted or the life of others is so important. You just got to live in the moment, appreciate every single day, because you never know when it's all going to end, So it's kind of dark. And again, like you asked that question earlier, if you think about death and stuff a lot, or like the whole meaning of life, and I kind of really do. So yeah, I think this album really does push that a little bit, in terms of a message. So yeah, Cam.
You want to know?
First of all, I love this question.
I want to hold on. Let me hop on to Chris real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am obsessed with this shit. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm so there's so much of our history that's been erased. We don't, as human beings, right?
Right.
Like
Yep.
Cleopatra is closer to the invention of the iPhone than she is to the Great Pyramid. Like that right there says so much, that there's so much of life that has happened before us, and we think we know.
Yep.
And there are people that have went into
Right.
history books and written that they think that this is a theory and a hypothesis, and those theories are given to our children, and our children are taught that. But the reality is, that's not the truth. We do not know what happened before. And we do know there's quite a few mass extinctions or disappearances. However, I had a Satanist. I interviewed a Satanist. I'm not into that shit. I'm looking for answers, and it's entertainment. I'm in an entertainment situation, and there tends to be a couple people who might be interested in that. So, out of everybody, I've talked to priests, I've talked to bishops, I have talked to drug addicts, I've talked to psychics, and the one piece of advice, or one piece that really locked me up and gave me some sort of peace, is the Satanist told me, life, you are dead and alive at the same time. The same way you are one and your age right now, it's the same way as you being alive and dead. So when I heard that, for some reason, I gathered some sort of comfort. It's like, well, if he's right, I am, one in my age. I am 2, I am 5, I am 10, And it's all the same. It's just, I don't have the preview of the end of the CD. You know what I mean? Like in your guys'
Right.
I don't know the last song. But when I do, I'm going to be everything at the same time in one moment in world. and that will live forever. But I think that's the only thing that I've ever been told that's given me some sort of peace.
No, but I'm also, that's really great though that you can get that kind of peace, because there's a lot of times where I just think about it, it's just like, a person can live 47 years, right? And that's a still relatively short life. 47 years, right? Day by day, the grind, years and years and years of trying to make yourself the best you can be, blah, 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 and things can just happen so circumstantially. And then the question that comes to mind is just how and why, what was the point? And, things like that. And that little, just, yeah, that thing right there always just kind of sometimes will keep me up at night, and whatnot. And I'm still, I guess, trying to find my little,
your why.
Yeah, exactly. So so I'm trying to find my little comfort too. So I like that answer. It was interesting. I was really trying to think and grasp it. It's really cool.
The why.
I'm going to keep thinking about that too.
The why.
Yeah. The why, exactly. Well, the why did this just happen? And then, oh, sorry, it's breaking up a little bit. What was that?
No, I didn't say nothing. I just made a noise. Sorry.
Oh, okay, never mind. No, you're good. But yeah, just the whole why, that'll keep me up, It's just, why did that thing happen, and why did I exist all this time for that thing to happen? And I in a general sense, like from whatever perspective, but yeah. So yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot the whole question. To be honest with you, I got lost. But I do know.
I think it was like, what do you want your listeners to take away from the album?
Cameron.
Oh yeah, that's how we started that. Yeah.
I love tangents. First of all, Chris, I love that answer, and I think you pretty much nailed it. So when it comes to writing an album like this, I think there's a good part and a bad part to writing. There's good things and bad things about writing a concept album, right? Like, the good part is that you tell a cohesive story, and it's an awesome story. Each song is important, right? Like, there's no filler. Every song means something, and it's a part of the story. Everything is necessary. The good and bad part also is that people may not grasp the story you wrote, which is, fine. But then the good part of that is music is meant to be interpretive, right? So people can, even though I wrote with very specific ideas in my head, people can still listen to it and relate to things in their own life. So just because it's not the exact story that I planned out and wrote about, they can still relate to that. So I want people to listen to this album and take something from it, whatever that is. Like, they don't have to know exactly what I was talking about. And no one, unless you know me really well, does. And that's not the point. The point is to listen to it and just feel something and realize that there's a story here, and what does it mean to you? I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Fucking A, dude. I love it. I have one last question. Are you a gamer, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. The headset, I totally am.
What are you playing?
Oh boy, these days, I actually.
Cool.
What's that?
Tell the truth. So don't lie.
Dude, I've got a whole bunch of games. It's bad. I got some Minecraft going on. I've got some Gears of War, nice and brutal. I've got, there's this new game out that came out this year called Valorant. It's this competitive shooter game. I've got a whole bunch going on. A lot of shooter games. You ever heard of The Witcher 3? This big old RPG game.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a show, The Witcher. Yeah. It's like based on the same exact story, same character and everything. So The Witcher, it's a great game. So yeah, a whole bunch. You play anything?
Yeah, I'm playing Fortnite right now.
Oh, dude, I used to play. I did used to play when it came out for that whole year, man.
Yeah, I stopped playing for like, I played the first maybe 8, 9, 10 months, and I stopped. And then I just got back into it last season, and I got my first solo. So
yeah,
Finally.
Nice.
Ooh, it's tempting. That's exactly like how I was. I played for like the first 8 or 9 months, and I've been on a long hiatus. So maybe it's a free game. I'll check it out. Check out all the updates and whatnot.
Yeah, I knew because of your you have the pinata behind you on top of your bunk bed.
Oh,
I'm just joking.
oh, you. You know, the best part is I could have just checked my camera and seen that too. I'm like, what?
I just like watched your eyes, like think like, is he fucking with me? What's happening?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that was good.
Did you really think you had a pinata or what?
I don't know. I was just like, well, I guess life's a lie, man. I don't know what's going on, but something's there, I guess. But yeah.
You never know what's going on at Chris's house. You never
Yeah.
do.
All right, gentlemen, dude, thank you so much. I had such a great time. We're gonna give you guys an awesome write-up. I'll send you guys some magazines. But I'm definitely gracious and appreciative. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks for
man.
having
Thanks
us.
for having us. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We've been looking forward to this. So
Love to do it again.
sweet, dude. Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this up there on our YouTube channel next week, and then this is probably gonna go in our, I think, February edition of No Cover. Sorry, that's fine. I'm at work.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
No
All
worries.
right.
I appreciate you.
Have a good
All
one,
right.
man.
Thank you too, man. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Take care, dude.